Hi, I am 19-year-old drag queen Ophelia Peaches. Some of you may know me as Jameson from the HBO TV show Generation Drag. My pronouns are they, them. So my first Pride, I was 12 years old. I was wearing this terrible purple Goodwill dress that my mom and I had bedazzled with cheap Joanne jewels the night before, and this monstrous, just bird's nest of a black wig with flowers hidden inside. A family friend, Coco Brentano, invited us to go backstage on Denver main stage, and I was introduced to drag queen Chad Michaels. And when I spoke to Chad, I was 12 at the time, so I was very small, and they got low, and they took my little hands, and they spoke to me like I was there, present with them. Almost like a parent or a teacher speaks to someone. And I felt listened to and so validated. It was magical. It was almost like when Cinderella sees the fairy godmother for the first time, and it's just like whisked away. And I just felt so myself. And I remember that when they were holding my sweaty little hands, speaking to me, they said that I'm a grown adult and I get stage fright too. I get nervous. Would you walk me down to the stage? And for a 12-year-old baby gay, that was like the biggest honor in the world. So I grabbed their hand like I did my mom's, and I walked them to the edge of the stage, and they gave me one final hug before they went on to a crowd of thousands and thousands of people all cheering their name. And then DeMarcio walked me to the side of the stage, and I had one of my main character moments, you know, the one where like the performer is singing their song and they point to the person in the crowd and you know that they're pointing at you. And I was floating. And I don't know if it was the foam shoes, the foam sneakers that I was wearing that my mom told me that I had to wear sensible shoes, or the fact that I just felt so myself, but I was floating. Now I've had the honor to actually perform on main stage and be involved in Denver Pride. And every time that I do have those main character moments now, when I am walking onto stage and thousands of people are cheering my name, I think of Chad. And I think it's important for my generation to realize those previous to us, the work that they did, the lives that they put on the line so that we could be free and that we could be loved. So I had always watched RuPaul's Drag Race when I was a kid. So drag to me was this beautiful performance art, and they were just glamazons. And I didn't really know what drag was, I just knew that I wanted it. So after my first Pride, I actually had a drag queen themed birthday party. And we had another local artist friend do my makeup in drag. I had another Goodwill dress. This time it was pink, and I was myself. And I told my mom in the car after that drag queen birthday that I felt more me than I had ever felt before. And I knew that I wasn't the only one who felt that. So I decided, I don't know if you decide, but I just became a drag queen, and I was definitely a drag princess at the time. But I donned the name Ophelia Peaches. And I think it's important also, and it was special to me, because now Ophelia Peaches' drag birthday is my birthday. My mom and I founded a 501c3 nonprofit. Its main goal was to create a space for young kids to experience the art of drag in a way that they could be supported and that their families could be involved. And it's just blossomed into this beautiful event. But through that event, I've been able to perform at Pride and go to New York and LA for advocacy work and all of these things. And I owe it all to that one moment where I just felt the most myself and knew that I could continue doing so. So I'm 19 now, and I've been going to Pride since I was 12. And Denver Pride for me has always been this fabulous occasion where I can dress up in the craziest outfit, the Coachella of drag, and just be present with an entire community of people that support me. And more recently, I've been lucky enough to be involved in Denver Pride and perform on main stage in front of 5,000 people that are there to support and uplift each other. And that, I think, is the beautiful thing about Pride, is every year since at least when I was 12, every year I've noticed that it just keeps getting bigger and more fabulous, but also everyone there keeps supporting each other and keeps uplifting each other. Now, through Pride and my advocacy work, I've been working in booths and I've been more involved, but I still love Pride just as the excuse to see my entire community there for each other and unified. So the future of Pride is something that I'm actually really excited for because I hope to be more involved. My advocacy work makes it so that I am lucky enough to kind of be the voice for those in my generation who either can't speak up or don't have the ability to yet. And I think that's probably the most fulfilling thing that I can do, is connect with someone and realize that their situation and their life is unique and beautiful in its own way, yet we're also all so interconnected. And I think that that's the thing that Denver Pride has really championed, is that unification of a community. I mean, since I was 12, I have seen people embrace each other, people be there for each other, people of so many different walks of life and situations come together for one fabulous weekend where they're all there to support each other because they're all under the same community. And that is my biggest hope for Pride, is that they do create this giant community, this stalwart of queerness that protects those who can't protect themselves and is there to uplift those who really deserve the spotlight. And I'm just really excited for what my generation's gonna do, because we're just so slay. First up, I want to say that 50 Years of Pride is absolutely monumental. And again, I want to thank the previous generations for living their lives and for being so out that we could be free. And with that being said, our generation, Gen Z, I'm talking to you guys, Gen Z, we are so interconnected. So let's use that. Let us champion each other. Let's work together to make it so the next generations can be more out and more queer and more present, because that's what Pride is about. I think that that's the most important thing that I always think about whenever I'm doing any sort of advocacy work. We're here, and the previous generations did the work so that I could be here. So let's continue that work, and let's respect and acknowledge those previous generations for putting in that work, because without them, there wouldn't have been a 50 Years of Pride. And that's my TED Talk.